What is up, everyone? I'm back with this statue that I did a little short video with before when it was just gray primered. I have since painted it. It's not a great paint job. It's just I wanted to see how it looked painted to give people a better idea what it will basically look like when it's done. This statue is 7 inches tall. It will be likely somewhere between 16 to 18 inches tall, which means the chief will be 9 to 10 inches tall, roughly. Somewhere in that area. I can't tell you the exact size yet, but that's pretty close to what it's going to be. The differences will be the shield's got to be lifted up. When I did it, I just put it in place. And I didn't think that I didn't notice it was touching the leg. And then when I noticed, I was like, you know what, I'm not fixing it. Because if I rotate it, it's not that simple. Because the worms are a weird shape, as you can see on his neck, where they insert. And so I didn't feel like messing with that. Plus, like I said, it's just a proof. So, it's not that important. And you still get the idea what it looks like. My main concern was just the Chiefs pose. I love this pose. I love it way better than the McFarlane pose. I know that there's a lot of fans of that statue, and I'm one of them. It's a great statue. I would take one in a heartbeat. But I prefer this pose over that pose. I like their Hunter a little more. At least I like the look of their Hunter. I'm not a fan of the way the shield ended. I don't know. I don't like that. It's too much silver on it for me. But, again, who am I to criticize? I'm not trying to. I'm just, I prefer this look over that. So I guess that's what I'm saying. I love all Halo stuff. I never make fun of it like where I wouldn't own it. You want to give me one? Hell yeah, I'll take it. And I'll put it on my shelf and be happy as shit. So, but it's my chance to do one, and this is what I did. And I didn't create these models, but this is my, I did pose the Chief here. And I did, I swapped out the piece of the shield for the Hunter. Anyway, the point is, I always give thanks to the people who model these. I don't know them. But without them, no Halo fan would have this cool ass shit. I'm just a builder of stuff and a painter and a poser. Yeah, I'm a poser. That's funny. Let's see. So let me just go over. So yes, the shield arm will be lifted up unless I use a different arm. I have to look through them. I got like 5. Damn, I had to yawn. Let me just say, because I keep forgetting to mention this, so I just want to say this right away. That is a Master Chief from Halo Infinite. That is the Halo Infinite armor. Unfortunately, there's no Forward Unto Dawn Master Chief. I've never seen one. Maybe somebody modeled one for themselves, but I've never seen one. It's not this model. It's the same model, but it's not that one. I can't get a posable one from that company. They won't let me use one. Which, whatever. I'm not mad. I'm not sad. I would love to use their stuff because when you create something like this, you want the best of the best. And to me, they're the best of the best, in my opinion. And probably a lot of people's. But this Master Chief is from Halo Infinite. That grenade is one that you would see in my work. It's the grenade that was in the movie. It's the grenade that's on the McFarlane statue. It's the grenade I use for everything. I never knew that they had a push button. I think that's why a lot of people thought it was a Covenant grenade. I still see that written, but it's not. You can even look at the McFarlane statue. It's this grenade. You just can't tell. Like, I couldn't even tell when I watched it. I thought it was a Covenant grenade too, but I should have known when it had a red light on it, not a blue one. But either way. So I'm trying to keep everything in order. So yes, that's the Halo Infinite. It's the closest I could get to the movie. He doesn't have 117 on him because I'm not putting that on this. It's not for sale. It's not a final. It's just a little proof so I can see how the pose looked. So as far as the base goes, I'm going to do something foresty. I don't know what yet. I'm going to talk to my brother. He's really good at these kind of things. I am not the biggest base person. Although I did do that cool one where I redrew the logo for the campaign Evolved. If you didn't see it, it's fucking great. And then for the Chief and Noble 6, I'm going to do some kind of, it's either going to say something like hyper lethal, and I'm going to probably put some elite skull on the ground. I want to do something cool for that. That is like one of the coolest things I'm ever going to make in my, like just to have them together is like, I'm still like, I can't believe it. So, and then also, I might possibly light these. I don't know if I can. I have to look into it. If it's going to be a hassle, I'm not going to do it. I may do it for myself and offer it for sale, but I don't think that the masses are going to want to pay for the extra money it would cost to, because I got to print those in clear resin. They got to be attached. They have to have lighting, wiring, and a battery, so you can get to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do all that and then nobody wants to spend the money for it. It would be badass. But, look, I don't tell people how to spend their money. I'm just saying for the facts that nobody's going to want to pay that kind of money, which I would ask for. So, by the way, this is 7.5 inches tall. I'm not sure if I said that. It's going to be like close to 18 inches tall. I think that's how big I can make it. These definitely have to be cut and keyed so I can make it that little bit bigger, which is crazy, right? But that's how it works. I'm going to key the head, the arms, and I'm going to cut the legs and key them, and then that's the only way I can make it that big. And then plus I paint all that shit separate. This is one piece because I put them all together in the program. I didn't, that's just how you got to do it. So the Chief, I'm going to key him. I'm not sure how it's going to be done, because if I do them at the feet, I got to boolean the feet out of the armor so that they have a place where they actually fit. And in my opinion, I'm not a professional. I'm pretty sure I would have to enlarge those boots like by a fraction of a fraction of a fraction. So when I do boolean, there's like a little wiggle room. It's kind of like when you make a key. Plus, you got to put a key on it. But it's like when you key stuff, the hole is one size, and then you shrink the key like a little tiny bit so that when you put it together, there's a little gap inside. You can't just key it and not shrink it, or they will never fit together. There has to be like tolerance. The tolerance is, you got to do it. Anyway, let's move on. So the pose, I love this pose way over the McFarlane pose. It's far more dynamic. I know that when I say that, the first thing people are like, what are you talking about? That other pose is great. His legs flying. How can this be more dynamic? Well, I think it is. I'm going to tell you why. And again, please don't take my words as I'm making fun of or saying anything about that statue. I'm a huge McFarlane fan. I have one of his statues, and that is not my intent. I'm just saying that I prefer this pose better. And here's what I'm talking about. So if you look at it, and you'll get a better view of it. If you look at his leg, his knees touching that shell. I got to move it over. But you can see his ankle is turned. You know what? This is not really a good angle. Here we go. So from the back, you can see right away his angle is tilted inward to give him the push off so that he can reach around and shove that grenade in. I did it just like that. I wanted his foot to be up on that higher piece of the armor right there, like as far over as you can put it, because that's where I would put it if I was the Master Chief, so I could reach as far over as I can, because this thing is humongous. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move his leg. I'm going to open his leg this way, just a little bit, and then I'll be able to move his knee just a little bit so that his foot really doesn't have to move, but he'll still clear that piece. And then the next thing I'm going to point out, so his arm is reaching up to the horn, is what I call it. You can see his hand with his thumb under it. It's like that. His wrist is bent in a way so you know he's grabbed onto it when he came down. He's leaning over, and that's why when you see his arm from the other angle, you'll see what I'm saying. So that's why his wrist is like that, because he's going to be coming back and around. And so if you look at here, you can see his elbow is kind of further into the left than you can see, like the angle of the arm. And that's because he's getting ready to reach around. Think about it. Put your arm up like that and try to lean over, and don't move your hand. What's going to happen? Your elbow is going to go towards your face. So that's the whole idea between his arm and leg, as you can see. And then I twisted his back. As you can see, his armor is like this way, but his back is like like this, like facing, like somebody's turning and is about to reach around. And then his other leg is stretched out as far as he could, and so he can reach down. So you see his foot is like down in the armor right there, and his foot is bent, meaning his heel's going one way and his toes like if you were standing on your balls, like the front of your feet, like it's kind of like this. Where's my finger? Like to fit down in that groove of the armor. And then his arm is right here. The way he's holding the grenade is so nice. It came out really nice. And then I put the red light. You can see that shitty red splotch of paint where I wanted it to be to the outside because of the red paint. And then lastly, his helmet is, if you look, I had lifted up the head because if you don't, when he looks down, his chin will be touching his chest armor, and then you can't key it apart, which is fine because in the front it looks great. If you notice where he's looking right at the edge of the armor where he's about to shove that grenade. So overall, from here, if you look, you can see he came around, just like in the movie, he grabbed that as his feet came out of the air, and his left leg landed as his plant foot, and then his right leg further over so that he could get the width he needs to stick that grenade inside the hunter. That was the idea behind my pose. Let's look at it from here. As you can see, it's weird looking from that angle, but as you can see right here, you can see the idea behind it. I think that it's amazing. I didn't want to put the feet in the same spot. I had the thought process of where I would put my feet, which would be as far over as I can, just like his left foot. And then clearly his right foot needs to be on the outside of where his left foot is on the other side, like wider, so that he can get a little, I guess you would call a little push to reach around and shove that grenade in. So that's the dynamic, or whatever you want to call it. And you can see it from this angle as he's looking down. So that's why I say it's more dynamic. He's, when you look at him, and then again, if you look at the wrist, that's why from this angle it looks even better, as you can see, because that's the way his arm would move over. He's still holding on, as his elbow kind of folds to the left or to his right, so he can reach down and shove that grenade in. So hopefully that explanation sounds much more simpler than me trying to explain it. The reason why I explained it is because I don't want you to look at it and be like, what do you mean it's more dynamic? Well, what did you do that's so great? I wanted to point out all those little bits and pieces to explain why. So when you look at it, you can see from here, it looks fantastic. It's almost like you can see he's going to shove that grenade in there. I thought about lowering it a little bit, but the reason why I'm not lowering it down is because I think that when you look at your statue from here, you want to see that grenade, And the McFarlane one, I think he has a grenade like up here. Whoops, sorry. Like up in the air more. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do that, because at this point he wouldn't have the grenade up in the air. He would be ready to shove it into the, into the back. And the other one with his leg hanging down, yeah, I can see why the grenade would be up in the air a little bit, because you don't have the stability of his right leg. That's my opinion. I'm not a professional poser of stuff, but I did do this one. So now when he spins around, keep that description in mind, and maybe it'll make more sense when you look at him. I'm really excited about this, and to make him very big and then sell him to people who would rather, that. And now you can see when you look at him now, you can see all the stuff I talked about. And I like the McFarlane one, but it is so high priced, it's crazy. Like, I would not spend, I'm sorry, even if it was $1,500, I'm not spending $1,500 on that statue when I can spend $1,500 on an 18-inch one that, in my opinion, again, I think it's going to turn out better in the end. I love this pose more. This hunter is pretty badass. Their hunter is really nice, but I'm just not a big fan of some of the color choices of it. I don't know. I love it. I hate saying that kind of shit because I really do love his work and I love that statue, but I'm just being honest. And it's not just because I made it. I would say it about anybody. This pose is just better, and I think it's going to turn out really, really good. So if you're going to be interested in one, that'd be great. So I would just like to hear what people think of the pose. If you think it sucks, that's fine. If you like it better, that's fine. I'm just curious to hear what people think after I explain to you why he looks like that. You can see all the angles now as he goes by, and then they make more sense. But don't forget to like, follow, share, and hopefully, you know what? Maybe you'll pick one up when it's ready to go. So I'll let it spin around a couple more times, and then I'm going to turn it off. Every time he comes around, I'm like, damn, this shit looks so cool. It really does. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.